Evening, gang. Hello. It's Sunday, the 27th of April, 2025. Welcome along to tonight's little chat show. It's United Kingdom talk. I see that young Luke has already sent in a text today who said, "Hi, Chris. Hope you had a good Easter." Oh, it was lovely. It was lovely. I've been so busy this week. Busy. As you know, last Sunday I was up at the caravan. I left the pub where I work about 11:15 at night, and I think I got to the caravan around about 2:05. I don't think I stopped anywhere this time. I'm sure I didn't stop because in advance I already had a bag of crisps in the car, so I had those along with a cup of tea. I don't think I stopped. I went straight the way through, and I got there, as I say, around about 2:05. My nephew had already been to the caravan and turned the water on for me. So that was all right. And I got my stuff in. I went to bed fairly quickly, like within about 20-25 minutes. Just put a few little bits and pieces away. Because in the morning, I wanted to get up early for Easter Sunday Mass in Lincoln, which I think I mentioned on the last show. It's about a 45-minute journey from my caravan to Lincoln. Right, and the church is St. Hughes. So after going to bed at about 2:30, I was up again at 7:30. Okay, about 8:15, I left the house. This is for 10 o'clock. Yeah, 10 o'clock mass. And I knew where the car park was because I've been there twice before for midnight mass over the years. Got to the church car park, which isn't at the church, if you see what I mean. It's kind of back a bit down another road, but it's only like 3 minutes walk. It's not far. Anyway, I got there, and this car park is chock-a-block, absolutely chock-a-block. At what time did I get there? About 8 o'clock. About 9:15. I got there. Okay, so I thought, well, that must be the mass before the 8:30. Haven't come out there. I'll just sit here. So I sat kind of there, right. And then I saw another car pull up on the road there, because another road there, right? And this old bloke got out and walked over there. I said, "You waiting for the car park?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "It's probably the 8:30 mass people still waiting to come out there." When I say chock-a-block, they're all double parking and everything. That often happens in a church car park. If you find your way into a church car park at some point, right, to go shopping, and you illegally park there because you're not a member, park anywhere. Anywhere there's a Catholic church, I can use a car park. Are you a member? No, you're not, are you? You're not, are you? But if you do ever do that, then there's a good possibility that when you come back to your car, there might well be a service going on. Even if it's not a Sunday, you could have a funeral going on, a baptism, a wedding, and you will be blocked in. Don't be coming down the back of the church and shouting your head off, "Can you move your car?" No. Don't park there or become a member. Fully paid up. Father Danny's doing a very special offer at the moment. I won't mention it. All right? So, I mean, these cars really were double parked. So if you've got a square car park, they're all around the car park. And then they're in the middle as well. No way you can get out until certain other cars move. And round about 25:9, this entourage of people started coming down the road. I thought, here we go. And sure enough, they went to the car park and started moving their cars around. And after a while, we were able to get in. I was first in, parked my car. Then this car parked next to me. And I got out of the car, and it was a lady. She had her back turned to me as she got out of her side. I saw, "It's busy here this morning, isn't it?" And as she turned around, I read it. "Oh, it's a trans person." Yes, all are welcome at the table of the Lord. And I thought, but I'm not really used to seeing that in a church, to be honest. Even me, okay. And I thought, I'd be interested to see how this goes, right? Okay. So I'm having a little bit of a chat with her, and you don't say anything. You know what I mean? You don't say anything to anyone. People think that, you know, I make a... No, why make a comment? Just talk to people like they're the same as everyone else. You know? I saw... I've been watching The Apprentice. I've watched the end of that recently. And I'm very pleased the bloke one who did the air conditioning. Nice, proper East End lad who wasn't quite with it with the way he talks. But that don't matter to Alan Sugar. If you're gonna bring, it's all about the money. If you're gonna bring, if he thinks you're gonna bring the money in, you've got the job. So I'm glad he rung. But in that TV series, was a bloke with a bit of a disfigured face, his eye. And I remember seeing on TikTok, and I think it was his channel actually, that people were writing into the show asking him what's wrong with his eye. Why would you do that? Why do you need to do that? None of your bloody business. Mind your own business. You know? Just talk to people like it's a normal thing, and that's it. Anyway, so I'm having a conversation with this transvestite lady, okay? And there was another bloke in the car with her, slightly older, I suppose. When I say old, I am talking about sort of... my brother-in-law keeps mentioning this to me. When we say, yeah, there was this old bloke, we are the same age. do you know what I mean? Oh, yeah, it was an old bloke. How old was he? Oh, probably about 61. Oh, so same age as you then? Oh, yeah. And you keep forgetting that. Does anyone else do that? So when it walked up there, went into the church, I sat 3 rows back. I usually sit near the front. I like to see what's going on. And I just happened to be sitting right behind the choir. Happy days. There was a lady playing, she was playing a piano, actually. I thought, oh, isn't the organ coming out? But that did happen in the end. And then on the other side, you know, 2 lots of chairs. One there, 1, 2, 3. I'm the third one back. 1, 2, 3. Who comes and sits there? The man and his trans lady friend. And they sat there, and I kind of nodded to him. And then when it comes to communion, she was brushing. Obviously, had some dust on his shoulder. Was there anything strange? No. And I say, even for me, right, in places I've worked over the years, my eyes are fully open. I've seen everything. Believe me, I've seen everything. And nothing really phases me. It's just like a normal thing. And the trans lady in the church, it was just a normal thing. People were doing the same as they did to everyone. All right, how are you? And all this. Yeah, not bad. And all this. There was no one like, oh, you know, oh, look over there. And I was so pleased to see that. How this person had been fully accepted. She's obviously been going there years, right? She'd been fully accepted into that particular situation, which even surprised me in a church, to be honest. Even surprised me. But there you go. You know, so I left there quite happy. And we did some hymns, and it was a nice service. A little bit longer than usual it was. And then after that, I went round to my sister's house. Oh, no, I popped back to the caravan to update the computers. And just going back to the caravan for a moment or two, everything's working. Everything was working. After the 2-month shutdown, everything in the caravan was working. The water, the electric, the computers, the Amazon stuff, television, everything is working. I think that's the first time ever. Sometimes you can go there, shut down, come back 2 weeks later and something's not working again. Mind you, I did replace that computer, didn't I? The one that I kept having trouble with. I did replace that. And the I've got these little water collecting things. What are they called? Dehumidifiers. I've got those all around the 2 old computers. Remember, they're old refurbished computers. Don't buy new computers. Refurbished. Save yourself a fortune. That computer that runs the radio thing in there was 90 quid. Happy days. Brand new, probably about 700. Don't need to be spending that on computers, mate. Okay? Always look at refurbished. Actually, my sister's got a refurbished computer. Nothing wrong with it. Laptop. I don't know what she's paid for it. That's the way to go. Refurbished. Same with maybe iPhones. You buy yourself a brand new... Even if you buy yourself a brand new iPhone or the Android equivalent, don't buy the bang up to the minute date one. Go back 1 or maybe even 2 and you'll save hundreds. Hundreds. Oh yeah, but this one's got 4 more pixels. Oh, please. You think you're going to notice that with a human eye? No, dear. Not going to notice it. Anyway, so that was a caravan. Then I went over to my sister's and she done this lovely dinner. Shepherd's pie. It was corn shepherd's pie, so that's vegetarian shepherd's pie. You know, with chopped up corn. It was delicious. I can't tell you. Although I could only eat half of it. I had half of it, and I said I'll have the other half the next day, but I had it 2 days later, but that's okay. It was absolutely delicious. I was stuffed there. Then I went back to the caravan, had a little bit of a sleep, came back to their house later on to watch the Butler's Empire video, which featured Roehampton, which is where I was brought up. We moved to Roehampton in 1969 from Peckham. I think I was 7 years old. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think I was 6 or 7 years old. I think I was. I always remember that day because I had this terrible headache. It must have been all to do with the move. And I'm not someone that's ever really suffered from headaches. More recently, over the last 15 years, I get ocular migraines now and again. They're not very often. Although I have had a few over the last couple of weeks. I had one this morning, actually, just while I was playing the organ. Blooming annoying. It's no pain, right? This is what happens. So you're sitting there doing stuff, right? And then you're looking and you think, oh, part of my vision has gone. Like it, and it can be sort of on, it's usually on the side somewhere. You're aware that, for example, if I've got, I don't know, what have I got here? Anything? Yeah, if I got that. Say I've got my 3 times Nectar reward voucher, right? I can be looking at that. I mean, I can't see that now without my glasses. But even when I put my glasses on, I can see, right at the moment, I can see all the words there, right? If I look at it and the migraine starts, bits of it are missing. And you think, oh my, what's gone wrong here? You know, literally bits round the side are missing. And then that what's the word? Mortifies? No, what's it? And then it changes into like this shimmering that goes like that, like looking for a prism, and then you can't see through that bit. You can still carry on, but you can't actually see through that bit. So you have to kind of look slightly differently, and that can last 20 to 45 minutes, and then it just goes. I have looked it up before, and got a lot of people get those. We don't know why, and it's both eyes. You know, if you do that or do that, it's exactly the same. It's not just one eye. So it's something to do within your head. You know, possibly my huge brain. That'll be what it is there. By the way, gang, the text line is open if you want to send us a message. It's 07451 287 337. We did have a little bit of a problem with it last week doing the morning shows, but it does appear to be working now, okay? Luke's already sent in a couple of messages there. He says, sorry about being thick, but with the refurbished computers... where's it gone now? Hang on, let me click that. Sorry about being thick. How do you know a good refurbished computer from a bad one? I don't know, really. That's a very good question. I buy... Who did I buy the last one from? Amazon. You can buy them on Amazon, Luke. That's where I got the last one. It was £90. £90 for a computer, and it's about 9 or 10 months old now, that one, I think. So I get them at Amazon. If you buy them on Amazon, you get the guarantee. If there's anything wrong, you just send it back. So I personally would go to Amazon. I believe there's something called Black Market. Don't know if they do computers. They do mobile phones, don't they? They do mobile phones. I think they do other stuff as well. And then there's CEX. That's where my friend Ross Patzout buys his computers. CEX. He's got a couple of banging computers from there. And again, that's refurbished or maybe second-hand. There is a difference between second-hand and refurbished. You know, a second-hand computer could be a computer that's just been used and now is being sold on, whereas a refurbished one has been looked at. Do you know what I mean? Looked at and perhaps had components changed. I don't know what they change in there. Maybe the little battery and things like that, you know. So, yeah. But I wouldn't buy from someone you don't know. I did nearly buy from someone I don't know. Again, that was last year or the year before. And the emails dried up. So I did I claimed the money back from American Express. And then they started sending emails. Oh, we're very sorry, you know, that I gave them a terrible review. They just weren't replying to emails, right? And then once American Express became involved, they started becoming all apologetic. No, too late, mate. answer your emails. I do give people a really good chance. You know, I'm not one of those people that jumps down someone's throat as soon as someone does something wrong. I'll give you a bit of a chance, you know. So there we are. So have a look on Amazon, Luke, if it's something you want. You won't get the most bang up-to-date thing, okay? But it will do what you want it. Mine have done what I want them to do. I've got two refurbished desktop computers up at the caravan. Didn't cost much at all. And I also have a refurbished laptop, which actually is the main laptop that I use to do the karaoke with on Fridays and Saturdays, which is back on again this week, gang. Karaoke on Friday and Saturday night at Central Station Bar in Wharfdale Road, King's Cross. Come along. This week, actually, the Saturday was better than Friday. Yeah. Once again, on Friday, we had a run of really awful ballads. Awful ballads. But that, you know, it's just how it is, really. Luckily, we had a few good songs. Vera sung some good ones. Roy sung some good ones. Maureen sung some ABBA, which always goes down well. I'm trying to think. Ollie's friend, George, he did a couple of good ones. I'm trying to think of anyone else now. I'm sure there were other good ones as well. But it was an awful lot of depressing ballads. Oh, please, God. And then, yes, last night, Saturday, it was much better. The songs were much more lively. And certain people that just don't understand how that can make a huge difference to a night. You know, no one wants to sit there being bleeding depressed. Of course, the argument we got would be, well, we should be able to sing whatever we want. Correct. You're absolutely right. You should. But I can see the wider picture. I can see, you may not be able to see the people in front of you cringing. I can see them, you know. So I always try and finish with a nice fast one. And actually, George, who was one of the people doing endless ballads on there, he came in last night and he said, in that wonderful Scottish accent he's got, he said, "Oh, I've chosen some no ballads at all tonight, as you were quite grumpy last night about them." And you didn't see it on the screen because those of you that watch the Karaoke London live karaoke streaming that I do on Fridays and Saturdays. But last night, because that goes off about 10:30 on a Sunday, the last song from George looked a bit iffy, so I swapped it for YMCA. And we played YMCA, and he sung it, and the crowd went mental. And that's what it's about, having a good time, not sitting there bored to tears. Oh, there's Maureen there. Evenings, Maureen. She's joining us here on the text. Once again, don't forget that text number. Gets your message straight to me, 07451 287 337. 07451 287 337. And as I say, after the caravan, went to my sister's house, watched the video about Roehampton, where I was brought up with my sister. It was a lovely place then. Not anymore. What a dump. There's rubbish. The rubbish outside the blocks of flats, I mean, is unbelievable. It really is. I mean, I suppose one of the reasons is now that we have so much more rubbish to throw away, don't we? You know, when you go down to the supermarket, why are there 4 apples and a piece of cardboard covered with a bit of film? Why? Why aren't they just all in one big box and you used to pick them out, didn't you? And stuff like that all the time. Glass bottles, you know. Glass bottles for milk, for fizzy drinks and all that sort of thing. Don't get them much anymore, do you? You've got to look for them. Mainly it's plastic bottles and cans. When I do my litter picking, the majority of the items I find are drinks containers. It's just how it is now. That's why these bins at blocks of flats are now overflowing, whereas one bin would have been quite sufficient, you know, for a week's worth of, you know, when I say bin, paladin, you know, the great big paladins. We only ever had one for the whole block, and they used to come once a week and empty it. And then over time, There's more and more rubbish to the point where they now had 2 of the Paladins, except only one would fit into the cupboard. So when that was full up, they pulled that out, put the other one in. Now there's bags of bleeding rubbish everywhere outside the flats in Roehampton. Terrible. And dodgy people walking around. You know what I mean. Just people, you know, I don't think I want to talk to them. Do you know what I mean? Horrible. Anyway, so that was the Butler's Empire video last Sunday, which I found very good. So really one of the best ones that I've seen. But of course that's because I've got history there as well and all that business. And we saw my sister didn't go into the flats where she was. I think they just hung around the back there. And people's gardens. What is it with people's gardens? I mean, some of them, God, old settees out in there and overgrown grass. I mean, don't get me wrong, my garden's not perfect, but I mow the bleeding grass once a week. I do. I've actually, Maureen's got a little bit of a sort of garden out the front of her house. She's got like a pots, like a wall type thing. She's got a wall. I can only ever dream of having a lovely brick wall around a garden. That's a nice thing, isn't it? But very expensive, I would imagine, to build a brick wall or something like that. Don't forget to text 07451 287 337. I think we might have a go with a phone as well again tonight. A little bit later on, just in case someone wants to call. You don't have to, though. I'm fully prepared when people don't call in. Hang on, let's just type that in there. Get that ready for later. Why isn't that coming up? There it is. And the phone number is being transferred to another company on, I think it's the sort of 25th of May or something like that. Doesn't mean anything to you. It just means I'll still be able to use it because Skype is closing down. They've closed down Skype and my phone number comes via Skype, right? So it's closing down. So I've had to find another company who will take on that number, and I've found one. And it'll be another couple of weeks. I'm not quite sure how it's all going to work yet, but we'll find at some point. All right. So that was my Sunday night. So I've been so busy this week, really busy. Monday in the afternoon, I went round my sister's house again. Actually, late morning I went round. My nephew Jimmy, he's the younger one. His wife is Charlotte. They got a beautiful wedding last year. That was just great. The wedding was great. Cost him an arm and a leg, and he worked bloody hard to pay for all that, my nephew. And they got a little boy at the moment, Frank, who doesn't cry anymore, I'm pleased to say. He always used to burst into tears when I arrived, always. He doesn't do that anymore. He's a little bit more happy now, but he does throw a strop. I note that. He just throws a bit of a strop now and again. So I went round to see them because it's their turn, of course, to go to Paris. Euro Disney, and I'm taking them there in November. A long time ago, 16, 26, 7, 8, 9. So it must be 24 years now. Oh, my God, is it really? I never even thought about that. 24 years ago, I took myself, my sister and her husband, and nephew Gary, nephew Jimmy, and niece Tracy to Euro Disney. I mean, a nice time. And on the last day, we were sitting at a bus stop, and it was snowing. I think it was snowing. We sat at the bus stop, and they're saying how they had a good time. And I said, when you have your own families, I'm going to take each one of you and your families back here. And I've done 2 so far, and there's 1 to go. It's like really special to me, that is. I like to give people experiences. Do you know what I mean? I like them to have experiences. Jimmy and Frank and Charlotte, they've already been on holiday to Florida Disney. They went there last November and had a fantastic time. Stayed at the same hotel as me, but strangely enough, they didn't experience the cockroaches that me and my mate got. So they missed out there, really. No excitement from cockroaches at all. Well, it's their turn to go to Paris, so we booked all that, and got it all sorted. And somehow, I don't know how he managed to do that, my nephew managed to save me about 800 quid because I had an idea in my head how much it would be, and it was nowhere near that. So happy days. So that's everything, train journey, tickets for the parks. I think we're doing 3 nights. I think the others only did 2 nights. No reason for that. I said, how many nights do you want? I said 2. He said, can we do 3? Yeah, you can do 3. That's all right. And we don't stay in the Disney hotels. They're just silly money. Ridiculous amount of money they cost, even the cheaper end ones. But we stay in, I think it's Circle Hotels or something, Magic Circle or something like that hotels, which is just a short bus ride away, which is all included. And that'd be lovely. Really looking forward to that now. And it'd be the Christmas time as well, so they'll have all the decorations and all that, just like they were up when I took Gary and his little family when Olivia, may she rest in peace, when Olivia was alive there. And she got to see that. I'm hoping that we don't go in the Rainforest Cafe. I went in the Rainforest. Oh, what an experience that was. Oh, God. That was when I was with Gary. We were waiting there for hours for someone to come over. 45 minutes before someone come to the table. Luckily, Gary's wife is a fan of complaining a lot. And she got all the drinks free of charge in the end. So happy days. But after that, we just went to... No, when my niece was the next lot, so when I took them, we discovered that Five Guys was actually the cheapest place to eat. I mean, it's saying something, isn't it? To realise that. Anyway, Luke, who's texting, he says, I've only been to Disney in Florida, not Paris. Okay, well, Luke, the Paris one is much smaller. You could be disappointed if you went to the Paris one quickly after you went to the Orlando one. I think you would be. So, but it's something that we want to do, so we're doing it. So I did that Tuesday, and then Monday morning, and then Monday night I went to my other nephew's, Gary's house, and what did he do? Oh yeah, he bought pizzas. We all were going out for chips usually, chips at this place Metheringham. In Metheringham, they do a lovely fish and chip shop there. Decent, you get five meals there. 3 adults, 2 children. Although they've got another child now, Charlie, baby Charlie. You get 5 meals there for like 29 quid. Me and my mate pay for fish and chips for 2 and a drink. We pay like £31 here for that, just for the 2 of us. Joke, innit? But it was all closed. All the chippies were closed. So Gary went out and bought 4 pizzas from Domino's, which I think come to 50 quid. I mean, I wouldn't... No, I mean, crazy. I mean, we did go past Sainsbury's, which was... I think it was still open at the time. And I said, why don't we just go in there and get 4 pizzas, put them in the oven? No, I've ordered them now. Okay. Don't get me wrong, they were lovely pizzas. And he bought those. 50 quid for 4 pizzas is just... outright. I know there's stuff to pay, you've got to pay the light and the heat and the staff and all that. I get that, but it's still 50 quid for 4 pizzas. Nah, not having any of that. But they were nice, and if you're with us today, Gary, I don't know if you're with us, Gary, but thank you very much for those. And then we sat there and watched some telly, and the 2 kids were being very, very funny. So it's baby Charlie, Evie and Harry, and Evie has decided at this point, I'm sitting there with a bowl of ice cream glued to the telly, right? I'm the only one watching it as usual. Well, Stacey's watching it. The kids are both on their phones. Tap, 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 tap. Not interested. What were we watching? I can't remember what. Oh, the world's most dangerous roads. Which I was into it for about 10 seconds and then I got bored with it. But, that's how it is. And then Evie decided to ask her mum some sex education questions. And I'm like, my vision is fixed to the TV screen while she's asking these things. I can't tell you what they were, but they were quite funny, like that. And then Gary saw me staring at the telly and said, "Why don't you ask Uncle Chris?" And then a bit later on, it was funny. Again, I don't think I can tell you this. But Evie called Harry a name because they were constantly bickering, these two. It's hilarious. Bicker all the time. Right. And so he ignored it the first time. Then she said it a second time, and he come back with a really good answer, a really very funny answer, which I cannot say on here because it's a bit rude. Oh, honestly, it's been so busy this week. Tuesday, I went swimming in the morning. That was nice. I don't know what I did Tuesday night. Of course, I did the show Tuesday night from the caravan. I should have been up there until Thursday, but the car people at Honda contacted me and said that we need you to come in and sign some forms because, as you know, the car's changing. It's actually changing on Wednesday. I haven't sorted out the insurance yet. That's all fixed. You know, the mirror problem, a coach knocked off the mirror. That's all been done. Came back to me. I told you last week this, didn't I? Within a day, within 25 hours, it was back. All sorted, right? So I had to leave on Wednesday, Wednesday evening. I think I left the caravan. What did I do Wednesday morning? Can't remember what I did Wednesday morning. I think I went swimming. I'm sure I went swimming, and then Wednesday night I left to get back here so I could go to Honda and sign the little bits of paper, and it's all done. And other good news, I had a bit more value in my car, so the repayments have come down. From 299 to 284. Happy days. Remember, I was paying 344 before, so that's £60 a month difference. And if there's Gen Z, is that all £60? I think that's a lot of money. £60. So what's that times 12? £600 and £720 a year cheaper. Thank you very much. Well, that's a holiday, isn't it? It's a holiday somewhere, that is. So that was on Thursday. Thursday night, I played the organ at church for Maundy Thursday. Hang on a minute. No, that was the week before, wasn't it? No, that was the week before that was. No, so Thursday, that's what I did. I signed the bits of paper. And then last night was karaoke. This morning was organ playing, so I'm a bit tired this morning. It's been a long day today. And here we are now, sitting here, having a little bit of a chat there. Okay, has anyone else been to Euro Disney in Paris, I wonder? Don't forget that text there, 07451 287 337 to get your text straight to me. I will come into the chat box, but it's a little bit impossible getting everything out of there. I'll have a look in there in a minute. So today's church thing, we did a new Gloria at the 10:30. Yes, and they sorted it. They said near enough. I was quite pleased with how that went. And then a lady called Isabella, she makes cakes in the church. If you want anything done, right, if there's a thing that you want doing, there's probably someone in the church community who can do it for you. And a couple of weeks ago, it was Father Danny's birthday, and I had this wonderful cake. And there was a big queue for the tea because everyone was having a bit of his cake. And when I got to me, there was a lady in front of me who plays the violin. She plays the violin, right? And she's got this bit of cake. And I said, oh, is there any cake? Oh, no, that was the last piece. I said, oh, you've got to be joking. No. Bless her heart. She immediately went and got a spoon and said, here, I'll have some of this one. No, I can't have it. No, I want you to have some of this cake. So there we are. So I had a bit of his cake. And it was beautiful. And it's not the first cake that I've had in there. Often people have their birthday parties after Mass, not like music and banging music, just to get together, sit down, cup of tea. Remember, we're all, a lot of older people in there, as well as there's a lot of young people in there joining that church now. I don't know where they're all coming from. There's a lot of young people in there coming in that church now. And when I say young, I don't mean little people. You know, we're talking here sort of early 20s, 25, 30, which I haven't seen for some time. And then, of course, that was reported on the news the week before last, that the church has got a load of new people coming in. I think people are fed up with the lies from everyone, politicians and all that, and all their bull that goes on all the time. I'm sure it's something to do with that. Anyway, so I sought out the person who makes the cakes. Her name's Isabella, and I asked her if she'd make a cake for my mate's birthday, which is this week. He'll be getting the cake tomorrow because we're going on a little trip tomorrow, just a one-night trip to a place called Coworth Park, which it's not far from here at all. It's only about 20 minutes from here. So we're staying there the night. We're having dinner in a pub first, and then we'll go there, stay there. They've got a lovely spa there, which we can use as hotel guests. I didn't book a dinner at night because I think we'll probably have a large lunch. But if we want something to eat at night, they do bar snacks and light, they say smaller meals, like, I don't know, burger and chips or something like that, rather than a big sit-down dinner, which I don't have at night anyway. I'm eating far too much. I was talking to my mate Debs. She sings at the 8:30 the 8:30 mass earlier, and I told her I had far too much lunch today. It was enormous, and it was the spaghetti. I did probably twice as much spaghetti that I actually needed, and then even after I thought I'd full up with this, I just have half a baguette, and then some chocolate eclairs. Can you work? Can you see my problem now? It's not the lack of exercise that's making me fat. Blimey, far from it. I should be going up to the gym later, actually. So I sought out the lady, and her name's Isabella. So I sent her a message, and she said, "Oh, I'm a bit tight with time because she's got a little baby as well." I said, honestly, it's no problem. If you can't do it, that's okay. Don't worry." She let me get back to her, and she come back. She said, "Yeah, I'll be able to do it." So she gave me the price, very, very reasonable price, I thought. And she made my cake. What a shame I didn't take a photo of it to show you. It's really nice. She said, "What sort of thing?" I said, "Oh, something to do with a posh car." And she's got like the stuff on the top and cars and wheels. There was a little stack of macaroons, but as I put it in the fridge, I noticed the macaroons had dropped off in the box. But it's one of those things, So I picked the cake up, and she brought that into the 10:30 mass, which I immediately put in the kitchen. They big fridge in the kitchen. I bet there's no room in there. There was loads of room, so I just put it in there after doing the mass, and then after mass popped down to Marks and Spencer's and the bank, come back, picked up my cake, put it in the car. Oh, for the first time this year, right, as I opened the door, this wall of heat hit me in the car. It's the first time this year, that is. And it's nice when that happens, but you soon get used to that, don't you? Oh, like that. I thought, well, it's a good job I didn't take the cake out of the fridge and put it in the car while I'd gone down to Marks and Spencer's to do my shopping. I was a little bit dubious going in there today because I've heard these stories about them not taking credit cards, or something's gone badly wrong with the credit card system and all that at Marks and Spencer's, isn't it? Vera, could you just send me a text because that's got a bit quiet suddenly. I've only got 2 texts here, one from Luke and one from Maureen, but it's quite possible that people are not sending texts, so that's fair enough. And I'll be in that chat box in a moment. So that was the cake, and then I came back here, had a far too large dinner. Honestly, far too large. Ridiculous. I had that. Then I had a sleep, and here we are now. And I watched this week's episode of Doctor Who, which I have to say was a little bit better than it has been recently. That is better than it has been recently. Okay, so let's have a look. Unread. I don't know if this is working again. It's the weird thing, it only seems to happen during the daytime. When I'm at work, we use the same text number for people to ask for their requests and things, and it never fails it. Oh, there we go. No, it is working. It's just no text. Okay. Vera says, "I'm surprised no one took a slice out of your cake." Church people wouldn't do a thing like that, Vera. Do you want me to save you a slice? It'd be mouldy because it's got like that lemon cream stuff in it. Oh, I took the lid off the box, and the smell. It's beautiful. It's a little bit bigger than I thought. I wonder if he'd notice if I took a slice off and I sort of put some sort of piece of cloth over it or something like that. Will that work? How am I keep getting these things on Skype. Hang on. How can I mute? Oh, let's leave that. Hang on. I'm just going to get rid of a couple of things on. Someone keeps trying to sell me that cryptocurrency stuff. I don't understand it. Do you? Can't work out this cryptocurrency. Bits of coins and all that business. Very strange. Sparky's there. Hello to Sparky at the top there. Jason Hughes we've got. Flash. Aren't you on the radio, Flash? I thought you were doing a show, love. I thought you were doing a show today. What time did you send? Oh, 2 minutes to 6, nearly an hour ago. Never mind. Gary Ross there. Evening to Gary. Santa Barbara Rooster. Oh, yes. Hello, Santa Barbara Rooster. You're one of our karaoke people, aren't you? on Karaoke London. Hello, welcome along to you. Mandy Davenport there. Evening, Mandy. We got is that there's it's Debs there. Hello to Debs. Hello to Debs. She wasn't feeling too well today. Her friend, actually my friend as well, Rita. She's known as Rita, but I think her real name is Margaret. She's a church person, lives in Northern Ireland. She's a great friend of Father Danny's. She's got a massive operation tomorrow. She's got a cancer of the esophagus. It's a food pipe, isn't it? Anyway, so apparently what they're going to do is cut that out, and then I think I'm right in saying is extend her stomach upwards or something. They're going to make a new esophagus out of her stomach and stitch all that back up. A massive operation. Massive operation. And I sent her a little message earlier wishing her big luck. There's a lot of ill health going around at the moment. Poor Shania's been in hospital. She had something wrong with her back. And she had an operation on Easter Monday, actually. I think it was Easter Monday. I'm sure it was Easter Monday. No, sorry. That's when she was in hospital. She went in Easter Sunday, and she's been in there ever since. And she had an operation yesterday actually, it was happening while the Pope's funeral was on the telly. Lots of things going on. She's lovely, Shania. Vera says, church people stole the tablecloth. How do you know, Vera? What, you're doing crystal balls now as well as voodoo? You don't know it was church people? Could have been anyone off the street stealing those tablecloths, my love. Was it you? Have you been hanging around my church? Shocking. I'm going to have to scroll down quickly here. Good evening to George Bond. Mr. Tech Sparky has refurbished computers. Here we go. Here's another one. I'm an IT specialist. That's another thing you do, isn't it? God, look. He's an IT specialist and I deal with computers. I rather buy second-hand, buy the bits myself and repair it myself. Yet there are people on eBay who do that, don't they? One of my mates, he died last year. Lovely man, actually, Ben. He had a bit of an issue in his head, but that's okay, you know, just one of those things. And that's who I bought my refurbished laptop of. He's quite open with it. You know, he buys them off eBay for whatever. There's always something wrong with them. He fixes them on and sells them on for a profit. I don't have a problem with that. £250 he charged me for that laptop. Happy days. I'd ordered one for 750 quid. Because the bloke in the computer shop said that's what the new ones are now. Anyway, I managed to get hold of him. This is just that laptop must be 5 years old now. 4.5 years old now. The refurbished one. Well, I've got my money out of that, haven't I? Eh? A new one of that spec was 750 quid. Of the same one that I had. And I'd ordered it and I managed to ring up the company. Has it come yet? No, why? I said, is there any chance you can cancel it? I don't need it now. Yep, no problem at all, Chris. And they cancelled it. So I gave my mate £250 and got a refurbished one. Nothing wrong with them. Seriously. I mean, it's so dear to buy some of this stuff now. Scrolling down here. Here we are. Tech Sparky. If you want to know the difference between a good computer and a bad computer, research on the process of the memory. It will run Windows 11 because some people force Windows 11. None of my computers will run Windows 11 according to that little thing that comes up. You know, test your computer, that Microsoft. None of them will run Windows 11. That's just how it is. Or maybe the new one did. I do have a new one because I didn't need a very high spec one. This is the one that sends you the Karaoke London channel. The one that sends that out. That's a brand new one because I don't need a big hard drive or anything like that. So I don't think I spent more than 350 quid on that. That one is brand new, solid state. You know, no moving parts in that one. By the way, I do hope you noticed yesterday the flicker that we had on the camera has now stopped. It looks like it was the extension lead. I've got a higher quality one. It's called a repeater lead. I kept having little problems with that, which you wouldn't have noticed. But the new lead seems to have sorted all that out. So no more flickering, no more. What's the word? I can't remember what a word is now. Atrocities? No. What's the word? I can't remember. No more flashing on the camera there. All right. Anyone want to say hello to? Jason enjoyed Roy and Vera's duet. Yeah, they're becoming quite a thing, aren't they? I know Alan Ross. He takes the video off my stream and takes the audio off and plays it on his show. I think on Sunday nights, doesn't he? So that's quite nice. 07451 287 337 for your text. Roy's there. Good evening to you, Roy. There's Roy. Evening to Ray Belasco. He was there having a whale of a time on Sunday, weren't you, my love? Friday night you was there with the lovely Nigel. We saw Ray doing his thing. Hello to Ray there. Right, I'm moving fairly quickly down here. Tommy Hanlon there. Evening to Tommy. Welcome along to the show, Tommy. Oh, there's my sister. There's Sharon. Okay. You saw her in the video talking about Roehampton next week. They're on the Butler's Empire channel tonight with a premiere at 8 o'clock. If you join them at 8 o'clock on a Sunday, incidentally, it's not live, but they are in the chat box, so you can ask them questions. You know, a good example of a question to ask my sister was, you know, how well has your brother treated you over the years? And I think you'll be very pleased with how I treat my sister. She loves the trowel that comes out of me after I've left Chariot's gay sauna. She loves me to bits. My sister. I did see a little poster on Facebook this week actually, and the poster says, "When everything is going wrong, just blame your sister and move on." And I think that's a pretty good way to look at life. Yeah, blame your sister and move on. Evening to Cosmic. Welcome along to Cosmic there. Darren. Hello to Darren. Darren says, like the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. Yeah, I wonder if your ride was as popular as the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, Darren. Looking at all your lovely pictures when you were so much younger. What happened, love? Hello, Darren. Welcome. There's our lovely Shania. Look at that. We were just talking about you, Shania, and your little operation there, my love. Those are people in hospitals and doing bits and pieces there. Look. Chris Reardon is broadcasting live to Bay 3 at the hospital. Oh, look, there's Rita. Margaret Robinson, that's Rita. We were just talking about Rita, and we're wishing you the best of luck tomorrow, Rita. We really are wishing you the best of luck tomorrow, my darling. That's a big operation you got going on there. So, yeah, good luck. Good luck to you, sweetheart, all right? She's liking the jacket. Do you think I should wear this on Sunday? Is this the sort of thing I should be playing the organ in? I'm doing Eucharistic Minister next week. First time. Very nervous about that. I'm quite serious, that thing, isn't it? You know. But, you know, when I'm playing the organ, do you think is this sort of something I could be wearing? I have worn a couple of these shirts there, you know, which people have commented on. There's one lady, I don't know what her name is now, grey hair and glasses. She sits on, looking down, she sits on the left-hand side, 8:30 Mass, about 10 rows down, with her husband, I think. And she said, hello, Chris, how are you? I said, all right, thank you very much. She's the lady who told me my hymns were dull one week. She was quite dull. How are the hymns this week? One, two, oh, no, she said they were quite nice. I'm quite mesmerised by your shirt today. But do you think I should wear the jacket, Rita? Jason, did the vicar get a size of... What vicar? We don't have vicars, dear. Wrong church. That's the one that's very quiet. We're very busy. Busy at all times. Thank you. There you are. Father Danny is my brother. Yeah, see? Didn't know that, did you? Father Danny is Rita's brother. They're lovely, lovely people. Honestly. Father Danny made me laugh again. I can't tell you. He made me laugh again today, something he said while he was in front of someone as well. Except the person... I can't. Except the person who was they were having a conversation. And he put his hand on my shoulder and thought, all right, here we go. And he said something. And of course, the lady he's talking to has no clue what he's going on about. But I did. And I'm like... He's so funny. Ray says, I would love to bake a cake for you. Do you do cake baking, Ray? Do you? The lady at the church, Isabella, she does the most beautiful cakes. You could do me a cake if you want, Ray. How about I don't know if I've got any events coming up now. Actually, I've got nothing coming up. No, I've got no more sort of like celebrations or anything like that. Happening yet. Evening to Built in Scotland. Who's this? Smell Your Ma. That's an unusual name. Oh dear. Hello to you. Welcome along. Margaret, get Father Danny one. What one of these? She's going to leave it to me. I don't know if I should wear this on it. I think it's a little bit too much. The Conservatives wouldn't be pleased, would they? I don't mean the Tories, you know what I mean. And Ray actually works at Queensbury Morrison's. Oh, a cake from there. I see what you mean. Actually, Morrison's do the best bread. Even better than Marks and Waitrose. They do a tin. They do a tin bread. And there's something about the Morrison's bread that's really nice. I rarely buy bread actually now. I've got like a bread machine downstairs. It's actually my second one. My sister gave me one, and it died, so I bought one myself. Very pleased with that. Of course, you know exactly what's in there. I was saying that to Debs earlier on the phone. You know, you know what. So you put your flour in, you put your salt in, your water, your oil, the yeast. Tiny bit of sugar, and that's it. That's all that's in there. All this stuff, and it doesn't last. You know, once it's been done, 3 days maximum you'll get out of a homemade loaf. You know, one from the supermarket, they can go on for weeks. I had one loaf for 18 years. I was still eating it. Still hadn't gone mouldy. So what have they put in it? Oh, I don't know. All right, 07451287337 is my text number. We've got a phone line open as well now. If you want to call in, there's your number. Don't care what you call in about, actually. 02081443477. If there's someone on the phone, right, in the unlikely event, I've got to block this thing again. It's still trying to sell me. What is it again? Crypto coins or I don't understand it. I don't get it, crypto coins at all. So it's a complete mystery to me. So many people have explained to me what crypto coins are, and I still can't work it out. It's just a complete mystery to me. Anyway, there's your number, 02081443477. If you want to call in about anything perhaps we're talking about or anything else, that's fine as well. If not, that's okay as well. Plenty to talk about. Do you know, it's 20 years last week since the first ever YouTube video went out. 20 years. My question to you, what YouTube channels do you want? Oh, look, we got a call. My God, wonders we'll never cease. Hello, Ray. Wait a minute, Ray.
Oh, long time no hear.
Hang on, Ray. I haven't got your sound on. Let me turn your sound on. Go on, Ray. What'd you say?
You're so wonderful seeing you on Friday. We both had a lovely night.
Oh, you did have a nice night, did you, my love?
Yeah. I went the wrong way home.
Yeah, you were. I just was going to say, you weren't one of the ones doing ballads. You did good songs. I can't remember what you did now. Remind us.
Don't Cry for Me, Argentina.
Don't cry. Can you give us a little bit of that now, perhaps, maybe?
I've got the words in front of me.
Oh, right. Okay. Listen, Don't Cry for Me, Argentina. The truth is, I never loved you. Come on.
Don't cry for me, Argentina. The truth is, I never loved you.
Oh.
I won't have you from now on. I only done that song once before. When you done karaoke at Zodiac, I've done that song.
Oh my God. Do you know that's 2 years ago now?
I mean, I don't know the last time I went there. I think I've been there once. I don't find that bar friendly.
I don't think I fitted in there because they didn't ask me back.
I mean, it's so expensive in there, and I don't find it friendly.
Yes.
I thought middle of nowhere.
You did Don't Cry for Me. What were the other two? You did 3, didn't you?
From now on, and ABBA, Mamma Mia.
Oh, that's the one, Mamma Mia. Mama, can we have a little bit of that, please, as well? You can just do the chorus if you want. Go.
Yeah. Mamma Mia, here we go again. My.
How can I resist you? There's something broken hearted Ooh, since the day we parted.
You
I'm going to
started.
stop singing now, right? Because otherwise, all the other YouTube people and TikTok live people will lose their viewers to my singing. I do feel that.
Your singing is wonderful. Every time I hear you sing karaoke, you're wonderful.
I sing a tune. I know I can hold a tune, but it's not like pop star. That's the thing with karaoke. You know, there was some arsehole on the chat box either last night or the night before, a couple of people, but we got moderators on there, and Gary Rossi was straight there. He cut them off straight away, insulting people, and we don't need that on there. We don't need that. We don't mind the odd comment here and there, but when it's the same old crap coming out of people's mouths, how bad people are and all that, we just block them. Don't need people to see it. Not only do we block them, Ray, the messages are removed, so they can't be seen anyway. It's unnecessary.
I'd like to say, I'll just wait here. As I left the pub, a couple of people made bitchy comments to me, saying, like, being nasty. I just walked past and never said a word back.
Who was that then?
I don't know. Because I don't know who they were, but they were standing near a bar. I'd never seen them before. They were like young people.
Right.
I just took their notice.
You do the right thing. Just walk past and ignore them, Ray.
Yeah. That's what I did. It wasn't worth it. I don't let people get to me. They're not worth it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, you did all right, my love. It's a shame your friend didn't sing last night, Nigel. Was he tired?
He gets a bit shy.
Shy? Oh, no.
Yeah.
There's a new word for that now, Ray. Anxiety. Oh, I've got anxiety. I can't work. Oh, no, you're not. That's the new word for shy. They hide behind anxiety now. You know, so they can't work. I've got anxiety. I can't work. Oh, you sit in a pub with loads of other people, you know, go out to football matches. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's different. That's different. They're all my friends. What,
and
all of them?
What I did yesterday, I didn't drink yesterday. I went over to see my second mum. She's been like a second mum to me, my best friend. I gave her a late Mother's Day present.
Did you? What'd you give her?
A box of chocolates and a card.
Right, isn't it? Yeah. You give me a nice Yorkie Easter egg, didn't you?
Yeah.
I've had a couple of nice Easter eggs. I had a Yorkie one from you, and I had a Munchies one from Vera, from Vera's Choice in the Morning. Yeah. And a few little eggs. My sister bought me a box of Maltesers.
Because we all care, because we all love you.
Oh, shut up. Anyway, don't leave it so long next time, Roy. Right,
I won't.
Right? I don't want to keep calling you.
I've got some more time off in May, so I'll come down to see you then.
Okay, just a minute. Let me have a look at my calendar. Yep, I'm there for the whole of May. The first week in June, I'm not there. So that will be, yes.
What day are you doing? What day is... Did I hear you say you do some Rita karaoke?
Yeah, there's an extra karaoke on Thursday, May the 8th. It will
I'll come in what shift. If I'm not working late, I'll try and come down.
Yeah. It will be hopefully people doing war songs, you know, stuff from the sort of 1940s. However, you can sing what you want. We're just hoping that it's a bit more war themed as it is to celebrate. Is it 80 years of VE Day? Is it 80?
80 years.
80. It is 80, isn't it? Yes.
Yeah.
80 years.
It just gets you thinking how wonderful boys and girls. It doesn't matter if you're an airline pilot, the pilots, the air raid siren. It just gets you thinking how 1 minute you're like protected, and the next minute you're 4 foot under.
Yeah. Aren't we lucky, really, to never have experienced a war here?
It just gets you thinking how everyone done a bit, making the weapons, the women in the war, doing the allotments, making the missiles for the boys.
Oh, yeah. I think we're very lucky. All right then, Ray. Thanks for calling in, darling.
My pleasure.
Have a nice day. Bye-bye, darling. There we are. Lovely, the Ray there. He works in Morrison's at Queensbury. Not Queensway, Queensbury. Okay. Talking of presents, look, I've got this here. This is from my nephew Gary and his wife, my birthday present. So I thought I'd show you. It's very nice. Look at this. The only thing is polystyrene. Oh, I hate it. I can't bear polystyrene, dear. There we are. Look at this. They got me this for my birthday. It's ever so pretty. tell the test of time. La da 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 da, la da 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 da, da 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 da. Beauty and the Beast. It's all glass, proper glass, and that lovely red rose. It's beautiful, isn't it? So we'll put that here next to our Disney character. I'm very surprised no one's noticed. I'm very surprised. You usually notice if something's changed at the back, and no, I don't think anyone's mentioned it unless you have in the chat box and it's got mixed up with everything else there. 07451287337. Vera, how many years have you been on YouTube, Chris? I think it's about 15. I was one of the early ones. I actually got a little... And doing this, you know the story of doing this, don't you? It was completely accidental. I was doing an audio podcast, and then one day someone said, why don't you put a webcam in front of you? Do it. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. Anyway, I did. I did it once, and then I just stuck with it. And that's how I started doing YouTubes. I mean, I don't get many views, but that's okay. You know, that's all right. I certainly don't get any of the views that most of the people I know get, hundreds of thousands. You know, I'm lucky to have a couple of hundred. But now and again, you know, we get a little bit of a spike. There are a couple of videos I've got that have got like tens of thousands of views, but they tend to be taking stuff out of boxes. Not something that I'd watch, but you know, there's a Hoover video. Let's say which one it is. I can look them up actually. Hang on. We haven't done any other subjects, have we? That's in my menu tonight. Never mind, that doesn't matter. Let's have a look here. Content. How does it work? Analytics. That's it. Analytics. Your channel got 4,653 views in the last 28 days. Top content in this. Do you want the top content or for all time? Yeah, let's do lifetime content. My top video is calculating. Stand by, everyone. Calculating. What channels do you watch, incidentally? That's what I was going to ask you. Stick them up in the chat box. Tell me what channels you watch. Right, so my most watched video ever is from the 28th of January 2021, unboxing a Hoover and demonstrating it. 32,599 people have watched that. Why? Does that mean I've sold vacuum cleaners to people? And if so, where's the bleeding commission? The second highest watched one is a Barry Manilow video from 2016. 26,041 views. Followed by unboxing a lawnmower. 18,000 views. I generally like that. So, as you can see, I mean, even my top viewing one, 32,000, it's not a lot. It's not a lot, really. But that's okay. That's how it is, you know. So I don't get the numbers. But yeah, it's been 20 years. What do you watch on YouTube, apart from me? Put your channels up there that you watch. We have asked that before. Gary Ross, bring back the tumble dry video. No one was watching Gary. There's no one there. Might have had like 20 or 30 people over the whole time. How many people watch the tumble dryer videos? Oh, I don't know if I can see that or not. I'd have to search for that one. There was hardly anyone watching. What do you watch on YouTube? Do let us know, gang. Or you can call in 0208 144 3477. Anyone putting up their suggestions there? No. Oh, okay. All right. Come on, answer the question. What do you watch on YouTube? Probably The Butler's Empire, I would imagine. Something like that. The first YouTube video, 20 years ago, was me at the zoo, which was a 19-second clip of the founder of YouTube, Jawed Karim, Jawed, Jawed Karim, who visited the elephant exhibit at the San Diego Zoo in 2005. That was the very first video that was uploaded. 349 million people watched that video. Amazing, isn't it? 20 billion videos have been uploaded to YouTube, averaging about 2.5 videos per person on Earth. Some more than other. The service has become a go-to for music videos. 300 music videos have more than 1 billion views, a group that it has dubbed the Billion Views Club. Company used the 20 years anniversary, to make a few announcements, including plans to launch a new TV viewing experience with easier navigation, playback, quality tweaks, and streamlined access to comments and subscribing. And it says soon YouTube TV subscribers will be able to build their own multi-view with select non-sports content, starting with a small group of popular channels and expanding in the coming months. So there we are. They're also doing a personalised radio station. Well, they've got that on Spotify, haven't they, now? Personalised. There's this AI thing that you can click on, one of your playlists. I don't know if I would imagine you've got one as well. This AI thing, which it creates a playlist according to the stuff that you listen to. But I'll be honest I've had it on before, and I'm like, oh, click no, click no, click. I don't think that AI is as clever maybe as we think there, Sparky says, I know a lot of old school YouTube channels have died, some just faded away. Yeah, that happens as well. Sparky watches a lot of people on YouTube, but I did put in about Paul Sandwell. I don't know who that is, Paul Sandwell. No idea who that is, I'm afraid. We're not bringing back the tumble drop. I've done that, haven't I? Yeah. Gary wrote a few channels out that didn't appear. I don't know where they are, Gary. Don't know where they are, why they haven't come up there. Or maybe try texting it, Gary, if you can do texting. If it's being blocked on there, just text your stuff over. Certain words and phrases are all blocked on there. Vera, she watches odd tinkering on YouTube. A chap who fixes things like computers and games consoles. Yeah. I mean, out of the two, hello to Taylor. Welcome along, Taylor. Who says Josh Johnson, comedy stand-up on YouTube. He's very clever. Perhaps that's one for you to try out there, gang. I'm going to write that down. Josh Johnson. Yeah, if you ever find your messages aren't coming through on YouTube, just use the text numbers up there in the top left-hand corner, 07451 287 337, and that'll arrive in front of me. And I assume that there's nothing blocked on there at all. I watch, I still watch London Eats. He's the boy who delivers, he's a young man. He's a young man who delivers food on bikes at all times of the day and night. And he's got like all these different bikes that he uses. Sometimes he gives a bike away. He does a raffle and gives a bike away. I think you have to pay like 50 pence or £2, I think, for a raffle ticket. And he raffles it and gives it away. Yeah, nice bikes he's had. And companies, like with my brother-in-law, they send him stuff like gloves and wetwear to try out and talk about on his show. And people will see that. Well, if we like that lad, if he's wearing it and he's happy with it, well, buy some as well. It's a little bit like that. I've never been sent anything. Not enough viewers watching me. Thank you. Vera, you've just... Oh, don't be sending me your money, Vera. Thank you, darling. It's just sent me £2. Thank you, Vera. It was worth coming in there. It's not bad, is it? £2 an hour? It's a little bit less than what I get at Central Station. But thank you very much. So there's him. Ashley Neal, I watch. He does car driving reports. Like, I think he's a car driving he's a car driving instructor, and he's got a little camera in his car and films stuff, and people send him in clips of people's driving, and he comments on it and tells you how they could improve their driving. A more recent thing he does now is bikes. And funnily enough, I was watching one this morning just while I was getting ready for church, and it just this crazy cyclist. I don't think he stopped at a single red light. He's weaving in and out of the traffic, and it's all obviously for clicks. Plus his mate behind him who had the camera. I don't know what his name was or anything like that, but it was on Ashley Neal's channel, so I watch him. And then there's another bloke, can't think of his name, the Black Belt Barrister. That's it. He makes political comment and stuff to do with the law, that sort of thing. I watched some of the Doctor Who critics. No one's got a good word to say about it, to be honest. Watched some of them. Just trying to think of what else, actually. I do flick around. I've watched a lot of church stuff on there, new hymns and... Well, not new hymns, like people singing hymns and glorias and stuff like that. Yep, and that's about it, really. Gary watches Martin and Sharon and Gary's channels. Gary's got channels as well, my nephew. Gary and Stacey Vlogs is their latest channel, and they just tell you about the daily lives, their daily lives, what they get up to. And this does seem to be the more popular thing for people to watch now. They just want to see like bog standard people going around their lives and what they do. And Gary recently, he just had some new, that fake grass stuff. They've just had that put down. I'm not a fan at all of fake grass or fake plants, but the simple fact is grass does just not grow in their garden. In the garden behind them, behind the fence, there's this massive, great big cypress tree type thing. Like a, what do you call them? I don't know, like a fern thing. They people use this from edges, and it's massive. And his wife reckons it just sucks all the moisture out of the ground, and nothing will grow there. So they've just got this fake grass, which actually looks quite good, I must say. And I suppose you hoover it, do you? Or you brush it, something like that. Yeah, that's the ones I just mentioned there, Jason, Ashley Neal and Black Belt Barrister. Gary Ross also watches Mucky Mansion and Toshi TV. I don't know what that is. Gary watches Big Al. I don't know Big Al. Bricklaying with Steve and Alex. Bex Adam Car Breakers. Chris Allen Professional Struggler. And Torini Metals, few others. There was another one that just dropped in my mind there. Oh yeah, there's a bloke who does electrics. I like watching him. Artisan Electrics. And he goes round people's houses. From watching his shows, he's not a very cheap person to employ, but you will get a damn good job. And he's often saying, do not get someone in cheap to do electrical work, because they use substandard stuff. And electrical stuff, if it's not done properly, it catches fire. You don't want to come home for the sake of saving a couple of £100 and your house has been burnt to the ground, Terrible. Hello to Paul and Lou, just joining us there. Anything else that you might watch there? Let us know. 07451 287 337. I must say I'm as dry as anything here. Can I just go and get some water? I'm just going to go and get some water. Feeling a bit dry today. I'll have to get another cup of tea before I go out to the gym. No more sweets though, maybe. Oh, talking of sweets, look what I ordered. Got this to show you now. Oh, do you know what this is? £8. That's what this is. No, it doesn't weigh £8. It's fudge. Saw it advertised. Fudge. Let's have a look at this. I haven't opened it yet. I might just have a small piece. I hope Debs isn't watching, because we were talking about eating bad things earlier. £8 this. You tell me if this is worth £8 or not, Vera. Get rid of that. The Finest Fudge Company. Now, they do different flavours. They did a cream egg one, but they didn't have any left. So I ordered the bog standard vanilla. I don't like chocolate fudge, rum and raisin, caramel. Don't do it for me. Just normal vanilla fudge. That's what I like. Here we are, look. Oh, blimey, the box is bigger than the fudge. I thought that whole box was fudge, look. Thieving bastards. Really? Really? Oh, that's pissed me off. Where's the rest of it? I thought that whole box was full of fudge. I thought that's worth £8. I must say that is quite heavy. Is that worth £8? Is it? Including postage, I think it was. I might just try a little bit there. Oh. Oh. I ain't got nothing to break it off with. I can't bite it, can I? No. Oh, there's a bit here. Nice. Nice. Coolest fudge in the UK, it says. Do you know, fudge is probably the worst thing you can have if you're trying to lose weight, which I'm not. I gave up. I'm fed up with it. Thank you so much for your order on TikTok. I didn't order it on TikTok. Get 10% off your next order. 80 pence saved. Yeah, fill the box up and I might be bleeding interested. Oh, how disappointing. Vera reckons that is worth £8. Thank you, Vera. She reckons it's worth £8 there. Right, let's see if it's saying anything about YouTube there. Paul and Lou watched Karaoke London. What an excellent choice. Excellent choice there, Paul and Lou. I think you've just joined us. Did you notice the flickering on the camera has stopped? New lead, dear. New. What's it called? A repeater lead. Because it's quite long. It's a repeater lead, so that's fixed out the little flashing that was going on there. Mac Master is a good watch as well. I think I've seen him. I can't think what he does though. Mac Master. Don't remember that. Gary Ross, another good channel. Victory Outdoor Services. They do concerning in the state. What's concerning? They do concerning in the States. I don't know what concerning is. I'm feeling that I'm going to do a concerned look now. Is that what you mean? Perhaps I should just do a channel and make stupid faces. That'd probably do really well. Tommy's laughing. I'm so disappointed with the amount of fudge in there. Not that that's a small amount, because it's not. You couldn't eat all that in one sitting, could you? Well, maybe I could. I don't know. Concrete. Oh, concrete. Gary Ross. I watched another good channel, Victory Outdoor Services. They do concreting. Thank you very much. Concerning. Tech Sparky likes good old Cornish fudge. Calories through the roof, but so nice. My sister tried to make it once. It was actually quite nice. It was nice. Sandwell Mobile and Scratch Cards, was it? Scratch Cards was in channel. Are you lot... Can you check your spelling before you push send, please? Bloody hard work trying to work out what the hell some of you are trying to say. Dear me. Okay. What else have we got here? Let's do some of these things here. Oh yeah, owning a static caravan. What I've learned in the last years. Do any of you have caravans? My niece and her husband, they've just bought a tow around caravan. Nice it is as well. They were showing me in it. For me, anyone who's on their own, like Vera, like me, you know, a crowded room I find difficult now. And a caravan, 2 adults and 3 children. Oh, sounds a bit cramped to me, so it wouldn't be for me. But nevertheless, I bought a lovely new caravan. And it's a tow around one, and I'll be going out on little holidays. And great. What a lovely thing for a family to have. And you can just pitch up places, I think 10 quid a night, 20 quid a night, something like that. You know, be great for the kids. I mean, they're so excited. Great nephew George, he's 12. He's already claimed the top bunk bed, I gather. And, you know, they pull this other thing out and the living room becomes another bedroom and all that sort of thing. I don't think I'd like that. Now, the caravan I've got is a static. So it doesn't move anywhere. Doesn't mean it can't be moved, although I'll be honest, it's so old, I think probably if they tried to pick it up, the whole thing would bleep and fall apart now. I mean, it's on a chassis and all that. Maybe it wouldn't, but I wouldn't like to try it. Do you know what I mean? And it's been on that pitch for about 20 years. And it's solid. You know, it is solid. When it's windy outside, that caravan hardly moves. I mean, serious winds. You have blowing across the fields in Lincolnshire where my caravan is. And it hardly moves. You know, even and you can hear the wind battering the sides of that caravan sometimes. I have lost a TV aerial and a satellite dish, which have literally been ripped off the sides of it. It was quite lucky that it didn't go through someone else's window, or worse. Not while I've been there. Like, I've arrived back at the caravan after a period of time, and, oh, satellite dish is on the floor, or the aerial was on the floor, or something like that. The aerial, actually, it rusted. The pole rusted. Looked at the top of the pole and it's literally snapped. You know, unusual for that to happen, but, you know, that's how it is. And I've had the caravan now, it's got to be about 3.5, 4 years now, something like that. And when I first bought it, I didn't actually go and see it. I sent my nephew over, Gary, because I trusted his judgment. And he went and had a look. I said, what do you reckon? He said, yeah, this is the one. He said, it's right on the end. He said, from your caravan, all you see is fields on one side. I said, okay. He said, I've been underneath, had a look underneath, had a look inside. I think this is the one for you. So I found. It cost me £8,000. Which, if you know anything about caravans, 50, 60, 70, £80,000, £90,000 and more for a brand new caravan. Obviously, this isn't new. And over the period of time, it's had various faults happen. The worst one probably was the floor going in the office. If you've been with the show a while, you'll know all about that. And I went in the office one day and I thought, that's strange. The computers, which are on the floor, they're not on the floor anymore, incidentally. They're up higher up. And that's all to do with damp and that. I noticed the computers were kind of leaning back like that. And I thought, that don't look right. Anyway, so I pulled them forward and I put my foot in there and I realised that it was the wood had rotted underneath. It had got wet. It doesn't rot for no reason. It's got to have got wet from somewhere. So Gary and Martin, brother-in-law, they took some of the wall apart. I mean, I wouldn't have a clue what to do. I'd have to have someone in if they couldn't do it. I can't do it. I don't want to do it either, you know. But there's a lot that can be repaired on them. And if it's old, you've got to expect things to go wrong. Gary repaired it with the advice of my brother-in-law. And he took the wall off and discovered where the water was coming in. It was coming at the top, where the top joins the sides, and it was coming in there. So he put this like long thing of metal like stuff. What's it called? Is it lead on a roll? He put all that along there, and he got this like hot heat gun thing and did all that, and that fixed that. There was another dodgy bit as you came in that had got wet. Did we ever discuss? Yeah, that was coming underneath the door. The sealant had gone underneath the door and the water was coming in there. And that also was very bouncy, although it didn't get to the state that the office got in. Actually, this is the first thing that happened that we had repaired, and Martin come in and did that. Cut a bit out of it, got underneath it, put another bit in. It can all be repaired, you know. I've had quite a lot of computer issues in there because the computers were getting damp when I wasn't there, because obviously I don't want the heating on when you're not there. I mean, it does come on now. If it gets down to 8 degrees, it comes on. It keeps it between 8 and 11 degrees all the time. So it does come on now. And I had a lot of computer problems in there constantly. Every time I'd go there, I'd turn something on and something wouldn't be working. I had to have it repaired. And I found a little computer shop there that does all these repairs. And she doesn't rip you off. Lascille or something like that, I think it was called, in Tattershall. If you type in Tattershall computer repairs, it'll come up there. And it's a shop and they got all sorts of stuff in there that they sell, second-hand bits and pieces. And I just take it in there and the lady always repairs it very quickly. Doesn't charge. Well, you don't feel ripped off, put it that way. And then the last time it went wrong, I thought, oh, not again. And so I just bought that refurbished one I told you about earlier, 90 quid. But now what I do now when I come away, and it's like this now, is that I surround the computers with, each one has got 4 dehumidifiers, the little plastic things, 4 around it, and a blanket over each one, as well as the rest of the equipment, which hopefully keeps the freezing cold off. That being said, when I went up there Sunday, those little water things were full up. So it just goes to show that they are doing their job all right, Anything else gone wrong in there? I did have air conditioning units put in there. One in the bedroom and one in the living room. And the living room one, that went wrong. And a bloke come and looks at it. He says, well, it needs a new circuit board in there. The new circuit board is X pounds, not cheap. He said the only thing is, I don't know what caused the circuit board to go. Could be something in the unit. If I were you, I'd just replace the whole unit and be done with it. And so that's what I did. And that was a year and a half ago. And it's been all right ever since. I have learnt, though, that people on other caravan sites who spend a lot of money on caravans, not our one, or you can put a brand new caravan on a pitch at my caravan site if you want to. I wouldn't recommend anyone buys a brand new caravan. If you think cars depreciate a lot, you wait till you see how quickly a static caravan depreciates. My God, thousands of pounds gone. But a lot of these caravan sites, not our one, it's a small family run by a bloke called Guy. He took over when his dad died, Alan and Sylvie. Sylvie was queen of all caravans. Alan, her husband, died, and so it went to his son, who now runs it. And he runs it much more efficiently, shall we say. Jobs get done fairly quickly, or they go on a list. We've just got a bit of a new roadway in there. And he had to replace all the pipes one year. A lot of the water pipes burst. Do you remember the very cold winter we had? Not last year. It was either the year before that or the one. It went on and on, this freezing cold weather. The pipes under the ground burst. And he had to have a lot of work done with that. And I pay £1,750 a year for my pitch. Yeah. Now, the big boys, Parkdean holidays, Haven holidays, you're looking at £6,000, £7,000, £8,000, £9,000 a year for your pitch. Now, I wouldn't pay that. I wouldn't have a caravan if it was that. Right? I mean, how many holidays can you go for £9,000 a year on a plane? It's just crazy money. And what tends to happen is that people are hoodwinked by sows. Yeah, and we were talking about this the other day on my radio show, my little radio show. Do join me tomorrow morning, gang. Let's get the ad in. Yeah, let's get the ad in. Yeah, I'll do my little radio show tomorrow morning if you're around. There you go. Right, Monday to Friday, but I won't be with you on Tuesday this week. Okay? Because I'm away tomorrow just for one night to Coworth Park for my mate's birthday. But I'll be there tomorrow morning, 9 till 10 o'clock, reachonair.com. Also on Twitch. Download Twitch free of charge. Set up your free account. Look for me. Chris Reardon UK is my account number on there. And you can watch the radio show there. Or just listen to it. Maureen watches it. She watches it on her laptop there, don't you, love? And that, all right. So that's where that is. Anyway, Parkdean Holidays, Haven, £7,000, £8,000, £9,000 a year. And what people tend to do, they're talked to by salespeople, and they sell them a brand new caravan. They might get the first year, maybe even the first 2 years, ground rent free. and that's the convincing thing. But after that, and these prices run by some very unscrupulous people, not necessarily Haven. Haven is a large company. There are a lot of caravan sites run by very, very unscrupulous people, right, who will rip you off left, right and centre. There are people, and I belong to a Facebook group called Caravan... Oh, what is it? Caravan... Oh, I can't find it now, can I? Of course. Let's see if I can find it in any of their posts while I'm there. But I won't be able to find anything now, will I? Caravan Action Group, Action Group, Action Caravan. No. Oh, holiday. That's it. Holiday. There it is. Holiday Parks Action Group. Okay. I've been on that for some time now. I don't need to use them because we're very lucky where I am. I accidentally struck gold when I found that little site. I really did. I was all ready to go on another site which was run by... Yeah, if I say that, someone's going to say I'm being bleeding racist, but it's run by some very dodgy people who themselves have caravans. Yeah? You with me? And they are ripped off left, right and centre people. They'll buy a caravan for like £80,000 or whatever. And then something happens in their lives, something does happen, out of the blue, doesn't it? 1 minute you're going along at 200 mile an hour and bang, something happens. And they can't afford to keep the caravan and they go to sell it back to the company. And like 80,000, they might be lucky to offer them 10 grand. And people sink their pensions into buying a caravan. Take my advice. Don't buy a caravan. Okay? If you wanted to buy one on my site, I'd say, yeah, maybe. But even then, although they've said it will never happen, there's the possibility that Guy may sell the site to someone else. You just never know what's round the corner. Something might happen to Guy, the guy who owns it, and he is forced to sell it. You just don't know what's round the corner. And then what's the next bloke going to be like? Probably one of these dodgy characters, because there's no government restrictions. They don't have anything like Ofcom or anyone like that. They just do what they want. Other ones are found with their pitch fees going up by £1,000 a year, just like that in one go. Our fees go up every year by 50 quid. Very, very reasonable. Very reasonable. And some of these, honestly, some of these stories in here. Let me pull one out here. Here we go. Look, is a comment here. As we pack up our caravan, this is someone on the Holiday Park Act. It's a good read if you ever want to join up to that one. Holiday Park Action Group. That's the Facebook thing there, okay? It says, as we pack up our caravan, flooded with memories, then the thought of over £100,000 spent over 5 years and walking away with £9,000. It sickens me. What fantastic holidays we could have had for £20,000 a year for 5 years. And this site, this Facebook group is full of stories like that. The good people who are on this site do try and put a link to the site on various caravan site groups. And they usually quickly get taken down because obviously, it seems to me that it is the majority of caravan sites that are dodgy, and the minority of them are family-run sites. But again, I've seen on here, you know, people who are members of family runs, and suddenly they get sold, and it all changes. See if I can find another one here. Yeah, just people asking for advice here. There's one here. I'm asking for some help, please. I bought my caravan 2 years ago, paid £67,000 plus £3,000 for decking. And that's the other thing, right? When you want work done on your caravan in some of these sites, you have to go through them. Like, I couldn't ring up my nephew and say, well, can you come and do some work on my... No, you've got to have it repaired by them, including decking. Now, decking is the stuff around the caravan. Wooden, plastic. I prefer wooden. Plastic will, of course, last longer, but it's a bit squeaky. Do you know what I mean? When you walk it, it's a bit squeaky. I don't know what it's like in the wind, to be honest. You don't have to have decking. You can just have a couple of steps going up to the door. But decking is expensive. £4,000, £5,000, £6,000 to have it going around your caravan at the back there. Mine is going a little bit rotten, but again, Gary's looking at that for me, my nephew, and already he's replaced the fencing kind of going around it, and great nephew Harry painted it for me the other week, and I gave him a wage for that. Anyway, so this story here. I'm asking for some help, please. I bought my caravan 2 years ago, paid £67,000 plus £3,000 for decking. I've had a nightmare with the van for the first year and threatened to take PH to court. Park. I don't know what PH is. Hang on, PH caravans. Let's see what it is. Is it Park Dean? I don't know. Let's have a look. Park Holidays? PH? Park Holidays. I think they're called Park Holidays. Okay. So I've had a nightmare with the van for the first year, threatened to take Park Holidays to court. All the problems were rectified, even placing me on a thick concrete base, which they paid for. I used most of my money on this caravan and I need to sell, which I can't. And this comes up all the time, this one. The park have just offered me £25,000 and 60% of my grounds rent back if I move out in 2 weeks. What would you do? I'm only going to keep losing money. Thank you for reading. And it's a massive drop, 67,000 down to 25. But the general opinion is take the money and go. And I've got to say, I agree with them. I agree with them. There are people on there who are offered pennies, literally, a couple of £100. And there's nothing you can do other than remove the caravan and put it somewhere else. That's easier said than done. No one wants an old caravan on the site. They want to sell you a brand new one. Then they can make thousands of pounds profit out of you. Very difficult. So I have to say, yeah, take the money and go. Oh, I've got a text here from great niece Evie. What's she want? Let's see. Can you be quiet? I'm trying. Yeah, how rude is that? Look. Can you be quiet? I'm trying to do my homework, and all I can hear is you. Unlucky. Homework. When's the last time she ever done her homework? Let's have a look here. Well, let's look at your messages here. I'm just going to scroll up and find the caravan bits you're chatting about. Lead flashing, yeah, that's what it was. There we are. Falls and horses are leaking when church does. Here we are. Text bucket. I know a family member who put 2 caravans on a bit of land in Cornwall, and they build fences around it. It looks cool. Yeah. I mean, I love the caravan. I'm £8,000. I mean, you know, if something goes wrong there, I can just walk away. Walk away. That's the other thing with, if you try to move your caravan, the caravan park will probably charge you a disconnection fee. And it's like just numbers that they pluck out of the air. Terrible. £2,000 for doing what? taking the pipe off the gas bottle and unplugging it from the electric thing. Yeah, it's £2,000, please, mate. It really is shocking, some of these stories. Let's see if we can find one more there. Oh, well, let's do your messages first. Bricks and mortar property is the only way to invest and make money. Yeah, that's the other thing. Some people buy these caravans and they think they're going to make a killing renting them out. No, you're not. You're not. The park itself will demand a commission from you for every time you rent out the caravan. And don't think you're going to be able to rent it out and they won't know about it either. Some arsehole always puts you in it, you know. So, oh, hello. Oh, it's me, yeah. You know the one down at N16? Yes, you've got new people in there again. You know what people are like? Arseholes. Jason, if we had a caravan, I'd just park it on a village green or common. Seems to work for some. Yes, you're right. Actually, round here, they're pretty good. The police are quickly on it, especially if you ring them up first. Not that I'd ever do such a thing. I'm not a busybody. I'm not a busybody. Gary Ross, I do what travellers do. Turn up at an outdoor retail car park, B&M Home Bargains, refuse to move until I get a few quid to move. Is that what they do? They have to give them money to move. They've all got nice cars, haven't they? Have you noticed that, caravan people? Right. Okay. Okay. Right, have we got any more? Here we are. Look at this. Oh, shocking. I'm going to read you one more story, okay? This is from someone called Tracy. 19th of April, she posted this. 2022, and again, people do this. They think they can live in the caravan. Most of those sites are holiday licence. The salesman may well tell you you can live in that caravan all year round, although we don't have a lot licence. A lot of people do, and we don't bother them. But actually, if the council come round, you are in deep trouble. Tracy says, well, in 2022, we sold our house and decided to buy a static villa or lodge. So we found one that you could stay there for 52 weeks of the year. You just had to be off 2 weeks in January. We thought perfect, cheap way of living. So we went to Lakeside in Chichester. We put our trust into them. As we were new to this, we thought we could trust them. Not. Nightmare begins. We bought a brand new villa for £135,000 with front decking, and we fell in love, and we meant to move on the 28th. We had a phone call on the 22nd. Sorry, we were meant to move on the 28th. She then says we had a phone call on the 26th to say the one we had bought had been recalled, so we thought not good. But the salesman said to myself and my husband, we have a few more if you want to look at, but they are not brand new. I really wanted a brand new one, as you get a 1-year warranty. But we thought we would cut a long story short, and we found one we both liked. It was an Atlas Inmage, so that's the make of the caravan. They told us it was dearer, but as they messed up, we could have it for the same price. Usual salesman bullshit, as you know. It was beautiful and bigger and 2 bedrooms, and they told us it was a year old, but everything would stay the same. So we signed as we thought. So on the 1st of November 22, we moved into our 1-year-old villa. 3 months down the line, the cooker stopped working. So we went down the office and said, could someone come out? As the cooker is not working, she replied, I will find out how much it will cost you, as it will probably need a new one. How much? Yes, it's a second-hand villa, and you only get 3 months. We were told everything stays the same. Have you got that in writing? Yes, we do. So we showed them what we signed. I thought we signed a 3-month warranty as the villa we bought a year old. turned out to be 5 years old. So it wasn't a year old, it was 5 years old. We tried to speak to someone higher, but we got nowhere. Everything was going wrong with the window in a master bedroom dropped, couldn't open it. I started to feel quite unwell. I'd never been so stressed in my life. Then my mum passed away, and general story there, you know. The boiler started leaking out all over the kitchen floor and in my bedroom, water everywhere. I said to my husband, I need to get out of this awful place. We were just robbed. Thousands for a 5-year-old villa. We did get the boiler fixed, but we needed a new one 3 months into it. What a complete and utter nightmare. Then a caravan appeared opposite us. And I said to my husband, that's the same one we bought. And they told us it had been recalled. Oh, yes, it was our villa we bought and had still all the paperwork for it, apparently. Then flooded the van and it's been somewhere drying out. I couldn't believe it. So just 8 weeks ago, they bought it back for us for £19,000. They spent £135,000 on this caravan. They sold it back to them for £19,000. Not even a year later. And like I say, this Facebook group is chock-a-block with stories like that. Okay, it's called Holiday Park Action Group. Have a look at it, and like I say, and I'm sorry to the little caravan sites, of which there are quite a few all across the country. Run by, I'm sure, decent family businesses, right? There are a few, all little ones all over the country, but it seems to me that the majority of these very large sites are run by really dodgy people. Even when you see the names, even Haven Holidays and all those people like that, they cost an arm and a leg, and then when you want to sell them out, you lose tens of thousands of pounds. And I would say to you, don't ever buy a static caravan. There's too much risk involved. You never know what's around the corner. All right? So that's what I've learned having a caravan. I'm on bottled gas. I use hardly any gas. The only gas I use is really to heat the water. And one of the most unpleasant experiences is being under the shower and the gas goes, and it goes from hot to mains temperature, like freezing cold, in the space of a few. There's no like slow down. It doesn't go like hot, slightly hot, little bit warm, cooler, cold. It doesn't go like that. It goes hot, cold. And once it's gone cold, that's it, mate. It ain't coming back until you go outside and change that gas bottle. Not too much of a problem in the summer, but when it's freezing cold outside. But if it's an older caravan like me, you better be good at DIY or know someone who can do it, because things will go wrong with it. It's just a fact. My cooker is... I don't really use the cooker much. My sister gave me an air fryer. She's given me 2 air fryers, actually. I've got one here that I've now had for about 2.5 years. Really pleased with that. And I've got a more modern one, actually, up at the caravan. So I rarely use the cooker, maybe to do beans, because I don't like to do beans and soups in a microwave. I like to do them on a proper cooker. Downstairs here, I have an electric one. I have a gas one up at that. So that's the only time it's used, is very occasionally to do some cooking, but mainly just to heat hot water. And one of those big orange gas bottles lasts me about 2.5 years. Yeah, that's how little gas I use. The central heating I have there is the air conditioning units, which just about copes. When it starts getting really cold, you have to turn them on and leave them on permanently until you go home, because it just otherwise it can't cope. It gets so cold in a caravan, really. Like being in a car. Next time you're in a car and it's a cold day, turn your heating off and tell me how quickly it gets cold in there. All right, no more nows, Gary. Thank you, Gary. No more nows, an excellent item. I can highly recommend you to do any repairs with No More Nows. Thank you very much. Ugh. Roy, £110,000 loss and the rest. Roy, they're not regulated at all. They literally make up the figures. They pluck figures out of the air. I would never ever recommend anyone to buy a caravan, a static caravan, because you just don't know. And again, once again, apologies to the small little caravan sites who are reasonable and look after their people and fix things. The majority of them are run by really dodgy people, very dodgy people. Vera, if you moved your caravan, it would probably fall apart like a deck of cards. Yeah, I think you would fall apart, actually, Vera, if you moved too quickly, my love. Tommy, could they not tie that salesman to the bed and claim that insurance? I don't know. Yeah, start pulling out their nails, Tommy. You know, one at a time. Extracting toenails. Give us our money. No. Stuart, wouldn't it be better to just rent a caravan as and when you want to use one? Yes and no, Stuart. Because I go up there at least once a month, probably a little bit more. Actually, this year I've decided I'd like to go up there a little bit more, a little bit more than once a month. No. The other thing is, Stuart, of course, I've got stuff in there. Nothing of value, but I've got stuff in there, and it's a lot easier, you know, taking your little bag of stuff up there, and you've got all your cooking stuff, and there's some food in there, and a fridge, which you wouldn't have in a hotel, you know what I mean, or something like that. Or you would have it in a caravan, and you've got to bring stuff up and back, and then empty the cupboards every time. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, £8,000 for my caravan, £1,750 a year. So, you know, if I'm up there a week each month, it's costing me £175. Won't get 4 nights in a hotel for that, will I? You know, or probably a caravan come to that. All right, I think that's it for today, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. All done, boys and girls. Thanks very much to Ray for calling in on the show today. It was lovely to hear from Ray. Back again next Sunday, I think. Let me just check this. Next Sunday I'm back. Yeah, there we are. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So what's that say? It says Mass Minister. Oh yeah, I'm doing Eucharistic Minister next Sunday. Yeah, that's an important job for me to do. That's new. That's a thing to do with the church, that is. So this week, like Monday, I'm going to Coworth Park for my mate's birthday. We've got a pub lunch and then there, spend the night there. They've got a swimming pool there, like a spa type thing. We're going to be using. Probably pop into the bar as well while I'm there. Got him a nice cake as well for his birthday. So another busy week. Wednesday, I'll collect my new car. 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so I've got to sort out the insurance for that. And I say it's worked out to about £600 a year less than the Toyota. I would have stayed with Toyota, but they couldn't do the deal. Or wouldn't do the deal. I reckon that, you know, I actually reckon they pushed it. They pushed it. No, we think he's going to buy this. Doesn't matter. No, well, let's stick to our guns. Well, how wrong were you, my love? Chris Reardon don't like to be ripped off. Anyway, I'll be back on the radio tomorrow morning. If you're around in the morning, why don't you join me at reachonair.com. It's 9 till 10 o'clock, okay? I'm not on Tuesday morning. I am on Tuesday night because I'll be back home by then. But if you fancy tomorrow morning, 9 till 10 o'clock, an hour of dance music, chat and fun. And when I say fun, yeah, we do have a little bit of a laugh. There's chat like what I'm doing now in it, okay? There's a bit of chat like what I'm doing now. And we do have, what's the competition tomorrow? I think it's Name That Tune. We play Name That Tune. There's no prizes. It's just a little bit of fun. All right? And, of course, if you're not doing anything at the weekend, Friday and Saturday karaoke this week. That's at Central Station in Wharfdale Road, King's Cross. Okay? N19SD if you want to stick that in your sat-nav device thing. And all are welcome. You can either come and sing, and come and see our little stars, or you can have a go yourself. All right? Okay, then. Don't forget to go on YouTube after I've finished. Type in Butler's Empire, and you'll be able to watch their premiere at 8 o'clock. It's not a live show. However, they are live in the chat box, and they're always happy, especially my sister. She's always happy to talk to people and answer your questions. And do remind them, you know, you're so lucky to have a brother who loves you, you know, and treats you well, you know, or never rows or anything like that. She's very, very lucky. I think she's very lucky. Have a nice Sunday evening, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.